Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee. Today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Ace of Arrows and the Breath of Life. And as I was thinking about this card today, it really doesn't pertain everything to the spread, but my intuition was telling me that there's something special going on, okay? And what I think that special thing, we've been talking about our spiritual development here the last, 3 or 4 days after seeing the Guardian. And now this card really gives you clarity, let's say, into your spiritual path as you're moving forward. Okay, you've got a couple queens down here which are nurturing you, the bear and the salmon. Okay, and the bear's asking you, where do you need to make space? The salmon's asking you, what's enchanting you? Okay. And as you continue down this spiritual path that I feel that we're on, okay, what's enchanting you right now is Halloween's coming up. All right, in the next couple weeks, we're going to be celebrating, it's not a holiday, but celebrating, that opportunity to, dress up, in monsters and give kids candy and things of that nature. But what that also is doing is that's getting us closer to that otherworldly veil, right? Where the veil is thin, okay? And, the thought process that comes along is we can always talk to our guides. We can always talk to, those that have moved on and the spirits that they have, okay? But when that veil hits, like right around that Halloween time, it's really thin, all right? And, we have to protect ourselves. And that's where that bear comes in as well, okay? With, protecting you, protecting your space, protecting your materialism, your security, okay? And, as you're moving up that stream, past that bear to lay your eggs, it's kind of like a self-sacrifice, right? And not that I want to say that that's what's going on here, in a couple weeks, but, that thought process is, I need to get ready for winter. I need to start hiding some nuts. I need to start, putting some money away, all right, to squirrel it away for Christmas when it comes up. Or watch the deals that are going on right now and start buying things right now when things are on sale. Before the Christmas holiday comes up. You can find a lot of good deals on Christmas stuff going on at Halloween, right? And same thing with how, Halloween stuff is going to start going on clearance, after the holiday. And, as you think about breathing life into that thought, and breathing, accepting what Spirit has to give to you, you need to think within. You need to have that clear thought and, okay, what do I need to do here in the next couple of months? I need to lay those nest eggs to where, when springtime comes or when December, January comes, I've got the funds to pay for the gifts, right? I've got to lay those eggs so I can be protected in my materialism and security, okay? But also be protected in my emotional fortitude as I'm moving forward. And Spirit's talking to you during that time. Spirit's letting you know that, come to us with your issues. We'll find solutions for you. It's up to you to sit down and listen to what's going on. And that's the clarity that this card represents, this Ace of Arrows, the Breath of Life. It's almost like a light bulb's going off. And you're just saying, wow, if I do this now, I'm going to be better off later on down the road. Okay? And, the Page of Stones is, what can you learn from this situation? Well, you've done some celebrating. What you can learn from this situation is take the time now to prepare. That's what fall is all about. It's all about preparation, okay? And, when you can be clear in your purpose, when you can be clear in your thoughts and how you want to prepare, for, months down the road, that's going to be easier on your emotions. You're not going to be as stressed out, okay, when the bills come in. It's going to be easier on your pocketbook because you're planning for it now, all right? And we don't have to worry about the credit cards down the line. But you can also use that thought process and be clear in your passion. You know, do I really need to buy that? Right? And be aware of the impulses that you're going through, or issues, of what it is that's going on. If this isn't a relationship or anything like that, this Ace of Arrows is showing you clarity in your relationship with your significant other or with your family on what you need to do to protect them, all right, and lay those nest eggs to help your significant other and your family prepare for the winter here in the northern hemisphere. And if this is at work, that Ace of Arrows is going to give you clarity on that job project. It's going to give you clarity on other people within your department that you thought were reliable that may not be reliable. They're not taking on that responsibility that you thought they would on the project. They're always sick. They're never there, all right? Which is laying more burdens at your feet to pick up the slack. And then when you mention it to your boss or something like that, it's like, yeah, we'll just get through it. There's no accountability, right? So, when you see stuff like that going on, that's that Ace of Arrows, that clarity in the thought process, clarity in the communication, clarity in the logic and reasoning. Okay. And as you move forward, the universe has a plan. It's putting the challenges and obstacles in front of you to see how you handle them. Okay, some are going to be easy and some are going to be hard. We really haven't had a lot of challenges and obstacles here the last couple days, the last couple of weeks. We had to face our fears. That could be a challenge, but the more we do so, the better off we get. All right, so as you're moving forward, have that confidence. You've got the clarity in that thought process. You've got the clarity of what you're seeing things in a different frame of mind. All right. And, that allows you to pursue your thoughts and put them into action. So that's today's card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck, the Ace of Arrows and a Breath of Life. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share with others, give me a thumbs up. And this is D for a Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.